if that's the case, then how will you talk to God? No, we're going temple to talk to God. How will you talk to God? And I think I was like maybe 6, 7 years old. And I told him, if I want to talk to God, I'll just sit quietly in a corner, close my eyes and talk to God. I prayed to Kuan Yin. For me, I asked, are you the one who's supposed to guide me? And the answer was no. It's like, is there someone else that's supposed to come into my life? Yes. Please show me. Give me guidance because I really need it in my life right now. I don't know who I am. I don't know what to do. All of that. The next day is when I met my uncle. And at one point, I looked at Swamiji and I felt like, I know this soul. I know this soul, not the person, but I know this soul. And I actually felt like I had come home in that moment. When a work has been put in your heart, or somebody wants to use you for some work, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. Many things that you see can be in opposition to it, or not supporting it, or something, but you have to be there and keep walking. There is a dimension in our life where we don't need to go from A to B. We don't need to go through logic. We don't need to try. We don't need to put effort. We don't need to solve, actually. It's the reverse. The less you put in effort or try or this and that, then that dimension opens up within us and it actually starts guiding us.
Baba Swami, Jai Atmeshwar. On behalf of Global Samarpan family, we welcome all divine souls to today's session. This is Samarpan. TIS team is excited to bring you Lavanya Kannathass, a creative professional from Singapore who has been associated with Samarpan meditation since 2013. Let's hear her inspiring story to know what helped her turn inwards and to become the creative powerhouse she is today. Before we go further, a few house rules. Dear guests and co-hosts, please put your phones on silent and WhatsApp calls on mute. Please turn off your audio video until the interview begins and we will announce and invite you to speak. If you get disconnected, please join back. We will please message one of the teammates personally, so we will make you co-host and you will have privileges to mute and unmute. For audience, we request to please turn off your videos so we can have a better bandwidth to enjoy the program. During the session, if you have any questions, please share on the chat. We will collect all the questions and address them at the end of the session. Also, please note that we are live on YouTube and the link is shared on the Zoom chat. Please share it with all who might benefit from it. Now, without further delay, let me invite Surbi for the next part. Thank you.
Jai Baba Swami. The only objective of this is Samarpan is connecting all living beings of present times. The information and opinions shared here by anyone are personal view of the speaker and are not officially associated with any social, religious, cultural, political, educational, or other organization. We are here to be inspired on how to go back to our original nature of pure soul or Holy Spirit. By no means we intend to offend someone or to hurt anyone's emotion. We support understanding of any subject based on our own experience rather than relying on any online or bookish information, encouraging baseless ideology or superstitious belief. Please accept our soulful love or atmiyata and disregard any information that you don't agree with. Jai Baba Swami. Now I would like to invite Aishwarya for further.
Jai Baba Swami. Thank you, Surbi. Himalayan Samarpan Meditation. The foundation of this beautiful program is Himalayan Samarpan Meditation. It is an authentic and simple meditation practice based on Guru's sanskars or values of Gurus. It has been practiced since last 800 years in the Himalayas by the yogis, ascetics, sages, and was first brought into the society by Shri Shivkrupanand Swamiji in 1994 for the benefit of the common people like us. By the grace of those Himalayan gurus, today Himalayan Samarpan meditation is practiced by millions of people in more than 50 countries in the world. Surprisingly, Himalayan Samarpan meditation is offered totally free to anyone without any barriers of nationality, religion, race, gender, color, caste, and language. Himalayan Samarpan meditation is made of 3 words. Himalayan because it comes from the Himalayan gurus. Samarpan means letting go of negativity, of the ego, of thoughts of the past or the future, and of any expectation or attachment. Meditation is naturally allowing our self consciousness to merge into universal consciousness without any effort. Himalayan Samarpan meditation helps us to live life in balanced state of mind and with optimal body health to achieve overall progress while growing spiritually. You will also hear us saying Jai Baba Swami or Jai Atmeshwar. This reminds us all that we are connected with one unseen thread of our master, Baba Swami, and we bow down to the soul inside you. Now I would like to invite Zurika ji for the next part.
Jai Baba Swami. Thank you, Aishwarya ji. So I would like to introduce our guest today. We have a very young, dynamic, vibrant, spiritual, creative devotee, Lavanya Kannathass from Singapore. Lavanya ji was born and brought up in Singapore. She came from a family with a very strong service background as her parents served in the Navy. Professionally, Lavanya ji has a background in mass communication, literature, book writing, publishing, and copywriting. Lavanya ji's grandfather hailed from South India, while her mother's family had roots in Sri Lanka. She was raised in a Hindu household alongside her 2 sisters. Lavanya ji pursued a diploma in mass communication with a focus on book writing and publishing. In 2013, while seeking spiritual guidance, Lavanya ji crossed paths with Uncle Shri Sondaraja, who led her to Samarpan Meditation Center, where she found in Swamiji the Guru that she was in search of. Since then, she has been actively involved with Samarpan meditation. Lavanya ji is very passionate about creativity and very active in Samarpan Singapore Guru Karya activities. She has taken on the role of creative lead, overseeing and coordinating Samarpan events, while also engaging in a range of other Guru Karya activities in Singapore. Let's listen to this beautiful Ganesh Vandana by Lavanya ji during the Anushthan of 2023 before we start the interview.
गजाननायुतं गणेश्वरं गजाननायुतं गणेश्वरं पजामि साददं सुरेश्वरं श्रीगजाननायुतं गणेश्वरम् पजामि साददं सुरेश्वरं श्रीगजाननायुतं गणेश्वरम् अजेन्द्रपूजित अजेन्द्रपूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् अजेन्द्रपूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् अजेन्द्रपूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् अजेन्द्रपूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् गणाधीश गज
Lavanya ji, you can turn on your audio video.
Hi.
Welcome. We can spotlight both of us. Jai Atmeshwar, Jai Baba Swami. On behalf of Shri Shivkrupanand Swamiji and our global Samarpan family, I would like to invite one of our youngest sadhak in the series of This is Samarpan programs. Lavanya ji, you are one of the first young sadhika who is coming and sharing your journey to inspire thousands and thousands of youth members all around the world. So people are excited to know about you, and so are we to share your story. Let's get into the real questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
I can tell our youth members and youth audience that today and tomorrow, what we are going to discuss with Lavanya is going to inspire you, is going to make you strong in your determination and your dedication in the work that you are doing, in your faith, and develop some patience that this kind of meditation or some practices that we were taught by our parents are not just for elderly people, but it is more for the youth of this millennium. Okay, so let us learn from Lavanya. Lavanya ji, my first question to you would be, please tell us about your personal life and spiritual journey before coming to Samarpan meditation.
Okay. Baba Swami, hi everyone. My name is Lavanya and I'm from Singapore. So I guess if you trace back, my journey starts with my family. I'm from Singapore. I have 3 sisters, my mom and my dad. My mom and dad are from the Singapore Navy. So I was born here, 1988. And since young, I always felt like I was a fish out of water because the way that I saw the world was quite different. I don't know, values like love, compassion, being affectionate, all these things were very much in my life. And so that's what it was. My mom and my dad, we are in Hindu family. So, we go to the temple every once a week or twice a week or something like that. And then, yeah, I studied in Singapore as well, primary school, secondary school. And if you say spiritual journey, I would say we were going to like the temples and stuff until one day I kind of vaguely remember when I was 6 or 7 years old. My dad said, Lavanya, let's go to the temple as per usual on Saturday or Sunday. And I was like, Appa, why are we going to the temple? Because in my mind, I was wondering, firstly, why was it that, somebody in the temple was saying something to God for me? Like my innocent mind somehow couldn't understand why is there someone else to talk to God for me. That was one. And second, because from home we were going to go, at we also have like an altar and prayer room, right? Again, it was like, why are we going there if we also have like a altar here? So I remember telling my dad at that age, like, no, I'm not going to go because I don't know why we are doing this. We can just be here. And my dad was just like, so how will you talk to God? How will you be with God? And I remember saying, I would just close my eyes and sit somewhere in the corner and be with God. So this, my dad reminded me of me, but this was at a very young age. But yeah, this was the natural situation we had at home with my two sisters and my mom and dad in the Navy as well. They also have some spiritual background. My mom's first guru was actually Satguru Shivkrupanand Swami. If you're familiar with Lemurian scrolls, Hinduism today, all of that from that lineage is where my mom is inspired by. So my family naturally had the backing of spirituality. Yeah, that's my background. And yeah, I studied in Singapore, and then in 2009, I was doing part-time teaching in my secondary school. So I was a teacher for a year. I learned so much from my students who taught me a lot, who brought me out of a situation as well that I was in at that time, which was a bit of a heartbreak. But after that, oh, sorry, I should backtrack. Before that, in 2001, after my secondary school, first year of secondary school, we did move to Sweden for my dad's job. So we lived there for 2 years. I had a wonderful time. I really enjoyed my studying there. But then we moved back, and then I was in my secondary school, and then we went on to Polytechnic. I did my diploma in mass communications. I really enjoyed it. And then before I went on to pursue creative writing in Australia, I was actually teaching in my secondary school. And then I pursued creative and professional writing in Australia. So all I did was think of stories, write poetry, more creative stuff. I've always been pretty creative since young. And I would say my parents also encouraged us a lot because we were always asked to perform for, functions at home. Anything. If there was a gathering, there will be some dancing, there will be some antakshari, there will be singing. So this kind of background sort of naturally brought my, I guess you would say, creativeness up and higher and higher. Yeah. So yeah, I did go on to pursue my degree in creative and professional writing. And then I came back to Singapore and pursued copywriting. So I was in advertising for full time for a couple of years after that.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. So inspiring. And just in such a short time, looking at your pictures and your story, we can learn so many things. What you are bringing on the table here today. A young girl who is already very introspective, who is thinking why I have to follow what I am being imposed on my mind. You see? So this is the dilemma of not just you. This is the dilemma of many young children. And one of the reasons why we are bringing this question in This is Samarpan as the first question to start with, my personal experience tells me who we become in our adulthood and how we live our life after becoming an adult is dependent more on our childhood and our upbringing, our values, and how we manage life situation, especially our relationship with the people. So when a young child thinks, why I have to go to the temple so far from my house, and I have to deal with so many people traveling, and then somebody else is going to pray for me. That is a very critical question. It should knock the door of our heart. It should make people think that, oh my goodness, such a young child was thinking like that, and me being in my adulthood or in my elderly age have never thought something like that. This is very inspiring to me. And I would say that is the beginning of your soul's journey in your spiritual realm. We have to understand each and every soul on the earth, living being on the earth, is not a person, is not an animal, is not a jiva, but it is someone that came to learn from their life experiences and progress spiritually. So we are spiritual being living on the earth to experience life as a human being, to learn the lessons of our life and progress spiritually. As our Gurudev, Baba Swami, always tells us that if we left our journey at grade 5 in our past life, when you come in this life, you are supposed to progress to grade 6 and above. But if we do not go inside, and if we do not start that kind of questioning and reasoning, we will end up getting stuck into the material world, its delusionary thoughts, and all the illusionary maya, what we call, that is always going to distract you and bring you in the direction that not brings you inside, but that brings you outside. So that first question is very, very powerful. When you started, why I have to pray, I always felt on my side from very young age. My father used to make me meditate with the beads and the japa. I used to take the bead and chant Rama, 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 or sometimes he will say Om, Om, Om. So that was the thing I started with. And when I grew up a little bit, I was talking to my mom like what you said. I used to tell my mom that, Mom, in your little temple that you made inside the house, there are so many gods and statues and photos that they are pushing each other. They are fighting for their space, you know. So I say, Mom, I don't think that I need to go and worship this God in your photo. I feel that my God is living inside me, and I don't need to look outside. So those are the kind of questions I want to challenge our audience to go and think by going inside. Start your inner journey from this question of Lavanya. Why I have to go to temple and somebody else pray for me? Why I cannot have direct contact with God? Why I cannot communicate directly with God? That was the first very powerful question. Already starting our inner journey with that question. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
Second thing I noticed in your story is your parents already inculcated so many beautiful values in all three sisters. And the lovely family portrait that you have shared with your sister and their families and with your mom and dad tells us what a family should be, what kind of bonding should be, and how we can live with each other, supporting each other, nurturing each other, accepting each other's differences. And we may have what we call in Sanskrit, tunde tunde matir vinna. We may have difference of opinion. We may have difference of choices. But if we have love, if we have that bonding, then nothing can set us apart. I was writing in my book yesterday that distance between two people may separate them physically. Distance between two people may separate them physically, but a pure unconditional love will never separate them. It will always keep them bonded and united. And if you have that kind of love for any relationship, I think that is going to keep you grow every day with new friends, new human being in your life, and your family will keep on expanding. Like Shivkrupanand Swamiji has given us the global Samarpan family. This is what we are here for. When Swamiji says that when your love keeps on expanding, growing, then your heart opens up slowly, it becomes bigger. Your receiving becomes better and your limitations start disappearing. You see, by increasing our capacity to love and accept somebody who is stranger, we are already opening up our heart. And that is the beginning of leaving behind the three major chakras where I see 60 to 70% of the human beings stuck. Most of us are living in the survival chakra, which is the Muladhara or base chakra, Swadhisthana or sacral chakra, and Nabi or belly, what we call Nabi chakra. Yeah. So these three chakra are blocking everyone. But when we have Guru's grace, when we have somebody who is enlightened and that person comes in our life, we start growing slowly but surely. Our Hriday chakra, our heart starts opening up, our receiving start opening up. And the root of that love to grow, the root of that heart chakra to bloom and spring in your life is your love. So unconditional, pure love without any expectation or attachment in any relationship is very powerful. So I salute to your mom and dad.
Yes.
I salute to your sisters and your family that you have been part of that family that has so much love. And that is evident in your relationship, that is evident in your dealing with other people. So it is a beautiful quality any human being can have in their life. Having said that, next part that I learned from you is you were exposed to different environment. You see, you were exposed to different environments. Your mom and dad were working with the Singapore Navy, and you went to Sweden. You learn about communication and then creative writing in Australia, and then came back with the copyright communication and creative skills in Singapore, and then going back into the teaching. Do you know how much you learn in that journey?
Yeah. I was always, since young, very hungry, like for new experiences. I loved when I could learn something. I loved when I could experience something. And then sometimes through that experience, I will feel like something wants to be expressed. So sometimes it would be a song, sometimes it would be a writing. And the other thing, I'm sorry, I forgot to say, my mom and dad also exposed us to so many different religions and temples and etc. So we would be in a Buddhist temple, or we would be, we've visited like a mosque, and there was no discrimination amongst all of it too. And even that for me was very normal in the sense that I could feel the same goodness that I felt being at a temple with my eyes closed, in the mosque, in the church. So you're absolutely right. When my parents have really exposed us to like a lot of different things.
Yes, because I have been into that kind of situation, I can understand and appreciate. And my objective is to enlighten the audience and see beyond your boundaries of what you see nearby in your environment. Because many people, I have been living for last 15 years in USA. Before that, I lived almost 20 years in Canada, and I finished my graduation in Mumbai. Before that, I was born and brought up in Navsari, where Swamiji's Dandi Ashram is. So I have traveled from so many places and reach over here. I understand one thing, that when you travel, when you go into new culture, there is a cultural shock first, and then you have to learn to adapt and pick up the frequency of the local environment, local people. Then you have to accept their ideology, thinking, and the way of living, all that. That's why they say, when you are in Rome, think like Romans. Okay, so we have to change our way of thinking, living, communicating, behaving. And if you get exposed to that kind of changes in your young age, then you are already much ahead of many people around you, of your age group of people. Okay, so another thing on a spiritual platform that I want to share, when a person moves from one place to another, living totally in a new area, a spiritual level progress also happens. Your Agya Chakra has better opportunities and chances to develop and clear up. How? I want to explain this to our audience. Okay, that let's say when you were young and you were in the Singapore, finishing your elementary or high school, and there is one friend of yours with whom you were in argument or dislike or whatever little things that happen at that age. Okay, but sometimes we remember only the bad part of the experience or relationship, and that is because we love that friend of ours so much that we get hurt, that I have loved him or her so much, and how can she or he do this to me? Okay, so that indirectly blocks our Agya Chakra without us knowing this. Now, if we do not reconcile with that relationship, if we do not communicate and forget and forgive that situation and that person, that blockage is going to push back in your subconscious mind. It is going to stay there, and you will not realize, but anytime that kind of person comes in your life, you are going to assume and judge that new person, that, oh, he looks like this person, she looks like that person, and he is behaving or she is behaving like that. Okay, so when that happens, because of that judgment, because of that negative experience, because of that phobia that I have created, that this person might hurt me, I will not develop that relationship to the fullest level. However, if I go out of that environment, this situation forced me to automatically, naturally forget that person or that friend, because out of sight, out of mind. Because when that person is not around, you will not feel the pain, that hurt that you are experiencing in front of that person or in that environment. Sometimes you don't know, but living in the same environment or sitting in the same classroom, whether you like it or dislike it, that thought is continuing in your heart, in your mind. Oh, this is not the right person, this is not the right thing. And even though there are 50 other good students around you, one person's negative impression, negative thought, negative reaction is going to affect you in a bad way. I have myself experienced this kind of trauma, and many, many, many thousands of people around the globe I have met, and I have seen, I have heard this story. Literally, I have healed those people by sharing this kind of information. Let go, release, out of sight, out of mind. Change your outlook, change your place, and see what you can do. Sometimes in the work environment, after you grow and we start working, we have bad relationship with the people, with the boss, with the colleagues, associates whom we have to manage. I would suggest either you forgive them, forget the past, and be so enthusiastic enough, be so kind enough, loving enough, that those kind of experience does not bother you, or you change it up. That is the only thing. But changing the place clears up our Agya Chakra. That is the thing that I want to say. So in first answer only, your journey is bringing so many things, and then you are developing on a professional level with your skills. By the time you enter into your powerful adulthood, and then you are teaching, you are giving to the young children in your own school, I believe, right? You went
Yes.
back and taught in your own school. That
Yes.
is the most beautiful gift you can give to your place. You
I
had
remember.
advantage. You had advantage of so many places and such a beautiful environment. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I really, when I think back now, I, you know, at that stage of my life, and actually almost in all stages of my life, I always felt like I was taken care of. I wasn't easily shaken by things if they're changing or fear or anything like that. So when the opportunity came to be in that school, at first I was like, how am I qualified? Because I've not done teacher training or anything. But then my vice principal, as in very good terms with him, and he said, why don't you come and teach while you're deciding what you want to do? Because I was having a gap year. A lot of these decisions came from inside. So sometimes I wouldn't even know how to answer why, but I always stuck true to that. And seemingly enough, when I went to visit in the school, then my vice principal asked me, why don't you come and teach? And I was like, you know what? Why not? Like, let's just go see, what is it like? And I think I was telling you that period I was going through, like my first big heartbreak. So it was a difficult say emotionally still, but you know, the first second day, I remember going to the school at like 7 a.m. It was so very early for me at that time because I used to write in the early mornings. One of those times, where you sleep late, wake up late.
Yes.
But then you have to get up at like 6 something to go to the school. And I remember on the first or second day, I think perhaps second day onwards, the students know who I am because I've been introduced. And they will say, good morning, Miss Lavanya. Good morning, Miss Lavanya. And I used to hear that from every single student. And it used to just lift me up so much because there's so much joy, so much optimism. So that period really, I felt like it was given from God for me so that I am brought out of my situation. I learned so much and I got so much from that environment and from the students. So much.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. And young children are very pure. They don't have any ego. They don't have any grudge. They are not like adults who have their agenda or mental calculation that goes behind every relationship. It does not happen with children. So I agree with you that God always puts us in the situation where we can learn, we can develop, and we can grow. But only if we are open-minded and open-hearted. So the condition is you have to be open-hearted and open-minded to have no condition. That's a beautiful thing. Let's move on to the next question because you have limited time for me and I have to continue to make sure we move fast. So the second question that I would like to ask is, please tell us how you came to know about Samarpan meditation or Baba Swami for the first time.
Okay. So in 2013, so 10 years ago exactly, I was still working as a copywriter. Due to some problems and issues I was facing, I had actually left home and I was living out of home, away from home. And during that year, in 2013, I was in a very strange crisis and position, I would say. Many things, like I was overworking, I was feeling burnt out. Professionally, I was feeling like I was not used enough, I felt like I was being limited in some way, or there was something else that I had to be a part of. Something was inside there. And then also staying out of home, there were so many things to handle and manage. And, I was trying to figure everything out, how to do my laundry, how to make sure I had food, how to sleep on time, how to get to work, how to save money. Parallelly, because I was working a lot, I was also falling sick a lot. And so there was a lot of question marks in my life at that time. And I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know. And the most difficult thing for me was, I think since young, I've always been very connected within. But that year, I felt like I could not access whatever intuition that I had, deep within me. That intuition within me had guided me through all my life. But that year, I really couldn't access it. And I was at a loss. And so my friend actually went for like a fortune reading, with Chinese astrologers.
Mhm.
She went for it, and I was with her. And she was like, why don't you, also see her for yourself? Having had some interest in astrology and etc., I was quite keen at that time to see what will she say if I don't say anything. So she was Buddhist based,
Mhm.
and the first thing she saw me, um, she said, you are searching, you're searching for something, and there's someone for you. Whether you know it or not, you actually have a lot of protective forces that guide you and guiding forces that guide you, one in particular. But for that, I would guide you to go to this temple. You have been to this Kuan Yin temple, right? Your mom and dad have brought you there before. And I was like, huh? How does she know everything? But I was like, yes, I've been there before. So she was like, go to the temple. This is a goddess that actually is guiding you also. So go to her, go to the temple and pray and ask for guidance. So I was like, okay, might as well. I'm on my knees. So it's a perfect time to ask for something. So I go to the temple and I'm there. And there are a few things that you do at the temple. So basically, you have like a can of sticks that you will shake, and the stick that comes out gives you like a guidance. Okay. Like it gives you a guidance, you go and then you exchange it for like a message or something like that. And by the way, that message was a bird that was about to fly.
Wow.
Basically, it was saying that it's flying away from cages and it's about to fly. And I remember seeing that and wondering, okay. And then the other thing is we have like a dice. So it's like two red color dices almost. You can ask any question and it's a yes or a no, depending on what's the combination. So, I had my long list of questions, right? Because I'm going through my issues. But one of the main things I asked was, are you the one who's guiding me? And the answer was no. So then I asked, is there someone else or something else for me? And the answer was yes. So then I felt really like relieved because I felt like it was going somewhere. Like I felt very comforted. And I remember praying, crying, please show me whoever it is, I really need to know who I am because I've completely lost touch with myself. So that happened. And the next day, my uncle got in touch with me. So my uncle is Mr. Soundaraja. You can see the pictures. I'm sure most of you know. I get very emotional when I talk about him because even that fortune teller who met me, she herself said, you have a person in your life, I think it's your uncle, who will also like be a huge guiding force for you. And I knew exactly who she spoke about. So anyway, after that visit to the temple, the next day I got a call from him and I had to get something from him to pass to his daughter, whom I would visit in Australia because I was going to go for holiday. So I got into the car. He picked me up from somewhere and we were driving. I got into the car and my uncle is he's a man of few words, very humble, but great presence. And since I think I've always felt on a very soul level with my uncle, both my uncle and my aunt. I used to go over to their house because my aunt used to teach me tuition. And while she used to teach me tuition, uncle, we used to play soccer. And somehow in our interactions, there was always some soulfulness, values or something. So he saw me and maybe he must have felt like something was amiss. So he asked me, is everything okay? Like, are you all right? And I just said the truth, which was no. And that's it. I didn't say anything else. And we were just driving. And, uncle's words are like golden nuggets, right? So after like 1 to 2 minutes, he just blurted out saying, why don't you try meditation? And I remember thinking the first thing is like, how's that going to help any of my situation, right? Because that at that time it's just like, I just want to fix my problems. I want to fix my problems, get it done, get it done. And meditation seemed like for relaxation or something at that point. So it's like, but at the same time, it was coming from someone who I've trusted a lot. And also there was a lot of weight behind what he was saying, even if it was just few words. Why don't you try meditation? I thought, okay. Part of the hesitation was because I've also had heard a little bit of dodgy stuff. So I was a bit like, okay, how do I go about it? And then I decided, you know what, let me just give it a try. It's coming to me, coming towards me, it's coming to me. So let me just give it a try. And so I go for a group meditation at our old center. In that old center, when I walked in, the first thing that I saw was a picture of Swamiji. And it is that picture where Swamiji is sitting in the Shri Sai Baba pose, right? You would have seen in his saffron robes,
Yes.
and he's just looking. And being, I guess, creatively trained or whatever, I was very curious to just observe the picture. It almost felt like a painting for some reason. I was just looking at it, looking at him and wondering, who is this, And then I saw his eyes and I felt like if truth could have eyes, those are the pair of eyes. I felt so much coming from the eyes and I could feel something within me. But I just felt moved, but I didn't know anything else. Like I didn't feel anything else. I was just moved, but I was like, okay, this is somebody really powerful. And then went in for meditation. It was a group meditation. My aunt was there, and my aunt just told me, Lavanya, they're going to meditate and you can sit, be free. They will chant like some mantras. If you feel comfortable, you can chant them. If you don't feel comfortable, it's also okay. Just feel free. If you want to move your legs or anything, also feel free. And so I was like, okay. And I sat down and I meditated. And I remember at one point thinking that I was sweating, but when I touched, my head or my neck, I actually didn't feel any sweat. And I realized like it was like a waterfall, like sweating. I thought I was sweating, but I wasn't. So that was like the first time I felt that. And then after that, I had gone to Australia. And in Australia, when I was there, every morning for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I used to sit just with a candle. And I used to feel really peaceful. And then we came back to Singapore. Uncle Raja got in touch with me and he said, Lavanya, there's an 8-day discourse. You might want to attend it. And I asked him, what is it about? And he told me, like there are some topics and it's about meditation, it's about deeper stuff. And I was really like, I could feel something in me really wanting to attend that. And then I saw the time, it was like 7 to 9 p.m. or something. And my agency that I used to work at, I used to go home at like 4 a.m., 10 p.m., that kind of stuff. So I was a bit like, how am I going to make it, And then it's like as though my uncle knew my thought. And he said, just make a wish. keep that wish and make a wish. So I really want to attend this every day. So let's see, how. And you will not believe it. All the days, like my work would just finish automatically at like 6 p.m. And it's never happened before. It would just happen for those days. And lucky me, because that place was also pretty close to the center that we had. And so then I started going. And this was the Surat Mahashivir. And it was dubbed in English.
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember entering there again. My aunt was there, and she was like, Ramya, this course is going to go for how many days? It's quite long. Feel free to sit, move about. If you need to go to um, if you need to go to the toilet, please go and come back. So personally, I would say I really like how my uncle and my aunt facilitated this for me, because I like to go by my experience. So I was not overdosed by anything. And I really took that. So I sat for the discourse, and I think first day was quite short maybe. And then it was the second day, October 12th. Actually, it just passed 2 days back, but October 12th, 2013, I remember hearing, and Swamiji is, going through or clearing the concepts of what is God, what is humanity, what is Satguru, and all the different things. And, the more I heard him, so first thing I saw him, sorry, I forgot to say, first thing I saw him, and I was like, oh, it's this person again. Okay, I'm excited because he left an impression on me, and there's something I felt like I would want to know. And so I'm listening, and it's really intense. And he starts saying all these things. And I remember feeling like everything that I felt to be true all my life, I was hearing it back from someone for the first time, because nobody around me I felt had ever reflected back this truth to me of all these things. Because even when I was young, I always felt like God was in everywhere and in everyone and in within us. It was not a form. It was not always just based on rituals or religion or something like that. I always felt that it was within us. And then love and humanity was the thing that always guided me. So here was somebody just spitting everything that really resonated with me. And at that point, I felt so just at ease, peace. And I felt like I have gone, I don't know, I just felt like I've gone here, gone there, traveled everywhere. Now I finally come home. That was the feeling. And in that moment, I actually closed my eyes, and I felt like very peaceful, very, very, very peaceful. And I started feeling like the whole world, where I was outside, somehow my attention just came within me, and I could not sense anything of what was happening. I kept hearing Swamiji's voice, but I was not hearing his words anymore, and I was just within myself. So that is my experience with how I came to Samarpan meditation and how I came into contact with Swamiji basically for the first time.
Very beautiful and very inspiring. I would like my total focus from today's and tomorrow's DIS is on the youth of today and tomorrow, okay, the millennials. I want to connect your life with the story of Lavanya ji and try to pinpoint certain things that happen in our life. Being who you are today, and from all what I know by the inspiration and guidance of our Gurudev, being who you are for the upcoming future generation, I'm talking. Your soul has to go through many adversities in the life, you would find that what I feel inside is so pure and so different than what I see outside my life. And that confusion is going to put you in dilemma, how to handle the situation, how to handle the survival, how to handle the relationship. And that is going to create sort of emotional imbalance. Most of the people, as I keep on saying, in the life are going through this at that age, between the teenage and in the time of adulthood, till you become established and fully stable with your income, paying your bills on your own, living your life of your choice. Having said that, how can we find solution to our inner turmoil, to release and to find a ground of stability in our life? That is the question that you are going to face in your life. And learning from the story of Lavanya ji, there is a law of attraction that works on a subtle level, invisible stage that you cannot see in your life. But it happens with every human being who is living in today's time and upcoming future. I'm telling you this. These are not the words of a person. These are the words of the guidance of Himalayan gurus, okay? We are going to be exposed with adversities. We are going to be exposed with challenges. And if we do not balance ourselves to represent how we feel inside and what we want to give to this world as a purpose of our life, why we came on this earth, then we will not become what we are supposed to become, the light workers, or to spread the light in the life of others and our own. Our light will be suppressed, will be covered and blocked by the negativity of the environment around us. You will not be able to spread that light. So what should we do? How can we manage? I am bringing your attention again to the law of attraction. Universe or God always balances the energy, the consciousness, the guidance, and problems in the world. So if there is a negative energy, there is equal and balancing amount of positive energy. If there is a challenge or problem in the life, there is always a solution for that problem or challenge. Okay, remember that. Now, what would I do? How should I manage? I put the word open heart and open mind will be the key. Remember that. Lavanya, in that challenging time, was going to the Buddhist goddess and ask for the guidance that I don't know what is happening. I need your guidance. Are you the one who is going to help me? With all the rituals that she had to go through with the Buddhist tradition that she has entered in the temple, with the closed eyes, with that open heart, open mind, and accepting the guidance, she got the answer from within that, no, I am not the one, but you will get somebody in your life who will help you, who will guide you. She spoke to her friend. She opened up with her friend to find this path. At least she could go to Kuan Yin. Now, you will also have a friend or a family member like Lavanya's uncle, Uncle Raja, who will be in your environment. If you are not open-minded and if you are not willing to accept the help because of your ego, that I'm smart enough, I'm independent, I don't need somebody's guidance, because that is what is happening with a lot of you, the millennials, I'm telling you. You don't want to take help from your friend, you don't want to take help from your family, as if they are your not well-wishers, because they have difference of opinions. You don't want to take help from elderly people or religious leaders or your mentors also, because you think this is too personal. This is too private. I cannot share this problem with anybody because I will look bad or weak. Throw away that ideology. Throw away that mindset. Open up your heart, open up your mind, open up your eyes and look around. Who has benevolence, good wishes, loving heart around you? Even if that person is a stranger, talk to them, say hello to them, and try to know them first, and then you open up yourself. You will find the guidance the way Lavanya ji found the guidance from Uncle Raja ji. Talking about Uncle Raja, she said beautifully in one sentence, he is a man of few words. But I will complete that sentence, it is incomplete. He is a man of few words, but he is a man with ocean-like heart. Darya dil aadmi hai wo. He is a man of like a jewel. Okay, he is a diamond. He is a very precious person. I know him personally. I met him for the first time during the international retreat, I believe. But I believe that Singapore Samarpan family is blessed and lucky to have Rajaji in that place, because unconditionally, without any expectation of recognition or praise like most of us have, this man has been giving wholeheartedly and going beyond any limits or boundaries to make sure Gurudev's wish gets fulfilled. And if Swamiji wish something, he will do it without even words. And that is the height of your spirituality. That is the level of your spirituality, that Guru does not talk or ask for anything, and disciple does exactly what Guru wants. So I would say, Lavanya ji, you are very, very lucky. And sadhaks of Singapore are very blessed to have such a loving, kind, and generous person like Rajaji, Saundarya Rajaji. So I want to bow down and say thanks to the soul of Saundarya Rajaji, that you have been inspirational and supportive to so many people. Unfortunately, because you are a man of few words, you don't want to come on our program. But today, I wanted to express my gratitude to you for so long as the guest of TIS. But indirectly, you are the guest of TIS through this program. And I want to express that today on behalf of not just myself and TIS team, but our global Samarpan family, because we have seen the Guru Karya that you have done, not just in Singapore, but going beyond the boundaries in the Nepal, in Africa, in Australia, in Germany, wherever you are needed in Europe, you have gone and you have supported and you have provided that pillar of strength for sadhaks in global Samarpan family. And I am not surprised that pillar of strength gets his love, his strength, his guidance from Gurudev himself, as you can see in this picture. And one thing people can say, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that someone was asking, I mean, I guess we'll get to it at some point, but sometimes our people in Singapore, we are known to try certain things a little differently. So in 2014, 15, 16, whatever. For me personally, it's always such a joy when there's such a support behind any kind of ideas we want to try out, He makes it very, it's like a strong support that just says, do whatever you need to do, don't ever worry about X, Y, Z, money, this or that. And if inspiration is coming and it wants to be executed,
Yeah.
That is like the biggest joy, because you don't have any limits, neither are you given limits. It's just like, okay, this is this, then go ahead. Okay, this is it, then go ahead. Because sometimes we, have to hire freelancers or this or that for something. So it's always so good for me, for all of us, when we have a strong backing of someone who just says, go ahead and,
Open the door and support you.
just
Yes,
go. So
absolutely.
that's
So
that's him.
that's him,
And
and I.
not and not just in this journey for me. For me, I think ever since this journey started, even throughout the journey, I faced a lot of difficulties, but my uncle and his family have always been so unconditional, very
Very.
unconditional, to the point where, I have like a pair of clothes in his house. It's just there. So, if I, you don't need to stay there, or we used to do like Guru Karya and stuff, whenever
Yes.
we have like time period and crunch period where we need to go through stuff, we do that, after dinner or something. And then I sleep there, go to work, come back and do that. So it's a very supportive and
Yes.
beautiful equation, not just for me, for anybody he
Yeah.
is in contact with.
And he is a true Swamiji sadhak, as I see. And at the same time, I want to say thank you to your auntie also,
Yeah,
Rajaji's wife, because she is another silent supporter.
yeah,
Because when a person has to do so much for a community or for Samarpan family, you have to give not just the time, you also have to end up putting some money, you have to end up sacrificing your personal situation, personal preferences, social activities. That is what happens in our life. And keeping Guru first, keeping Guru Karya first, and open-minded enough, open-hearted enough to support not just your family, your group of sadhak, but going outside that group of sadhaks is a big achievement and
yeah,
strength, I would say. For example, in America, we have kept the same attitude that we will try different things. We will not uh, keep ourselves into only the way it came from the
mm,
source, like Himalayan meditation. If we follow only Himalayan style, it will not work. We have to go with the time and place, as Swamiji
yeah,
says again and again. In very early days, 2001, when I met him, he told me, look, I brought it from Himalayas. I distributed in the society depending on my environment, where there are so many religions and people do have that kind of faith and devotion, bhakti in their life. But you are in Canada. You are living in the place with diversity and different culture, different gurus, and not only Indian gurus, different religious gurus or masters,
mm,
ascended masters that you will find over here. You cannot just limit your knowledge to Indian faith, Indian devotion, or Hinduism. You have to open up and learn about different gurus and different masters, even those who came in this land, and how they tried to promote meditation or spirituality in this area of the world. And today I am confident, and I have taken the charge of America since 2017. You can see the progress that we have made. It is not because of a person, it is because of the open-minded person like Rajaji. When I got the opportunity to handle this leadership, we opened up the door of any new ideas. And every day I am meeting new sadhaks. Every day we are coming across souls who are willing to learn Samarpan meditation and who want to accept this as part of their life practice. So at this point, I want to bow down to each and every soul in our global Samarpan family who are open hearted and open minded. I want to welcome each and every soul who are youth, millennials, and who are going to come in the future in the global Samarpan family. and who want to progress spiritually, all you have to do is go find out a center which practices Himalayan Samarpan meditation around you. Or if you cannot find a center, connect with the online group meditation like JCO and try to meditate with them. We also have in Samarpan Americas online meditation in different time zone, morning 6 o'clock every day and 9 p.m. Eastern time every day. Those things are going to be a starting point like what happened in Lavanyaji's life. You start with the meditation and then see the differences, the transformation, the change in the environment that happens, the change in your perception that happens, the change in your understanding that happens. Because you are that pure divine soul. As soon as you come into the collectivity of these pure divine souls, holy souls, your inner strength will become so powerful, your spiritual muscles will become so strong that you will be ready to face any challenge and any problem in your life. You will be ready to handle it more delicately with more strength, okay? Because we need to keep the balance between our emotions in our heart and in our thoughts, our headspace. So Samarpan meditation is totally free, offered to anybody, anywhere in the world who is willing to progress on their spiritual path without any boundaries of race, religion, color, gender, lifestyle, nationality, language, or any other limitations that is separating humanity from each other. That is the power of Himalayan Samarpan meditation. Try that. And we are such a loving community. I'm repeating this. When you do not find shelter, when you do not find shade in the heat of world, of society that is always trying to torture you, suppress you, push down you, judge you, and exclude you, Global Samarpan family is going to accept you with open heart, open arm, and include you, whoever you are. And that is what this program is all about. We are opening the doors for you. We are opening the platform to support you, any new soul, any stranger, as long as you are open-hearted, open-minded, and you are willing to progress in your life. And as our Gurudev says, once you progress spiritually, once your spiritual muscles are strong, any problem you will be able to handle, any situation you will be passed through with confidence. And this is my experience. This is the experience of Lavanyaji and many other young sadhaks, many other young practitioners who are part of our Global Samarpan family. So that is the power of this Himalayan Samarpan meditation. And that is what, Lavanyaji, you are inspiring us about. So thank you for sharing that story. I appreciate that. Very powerful.
Yeah.
One more thing that I want to tell you. As a stranger, as a young person, Lavanyaji thought that how meditation is going to help me. That is your question too. That is your feeling too. How going to this program or attending 8 days of shibir or workshop is going to change my life. I want to touch that very clearly here, okay? Law of attraction. It works whether you believe it or you do not believe it. When I am in a negative thought, when I am in a fearful state, when I am in a guilty mindset, when I am depressed, I am in a negative state. I am in a lower frequency of vibrations. But when I am in love, when I am willing to learn, when I am willing to listen, I am lifting myself to the receiving platform, as I explained earlier, on the heart chakra. With that, I am increasing my receiving power. And once I reach to that heart chakra, if I listen and I go to this place or similar places that is offered by other type of meditation or religious or spiritual practices also, go ahead and take advantage of it. Simply because they open up your inner chakras. They open up and purify your chakras and nadis and your aura. Okay, so every day you go to this workshop, first day is introduction. It will open up your mind and heart to receive the information. But then from second day up to the 8th is a miraculous thing that is going to happen. You don't see it. Every day one chakra is getting cleared. You are being lifted slowly but surely. In fact, in the old days when we started, Swamiji used to register people for attending the workshop, 8 days workshop. And if you are coming from in between, you are not allowed. You are starting from the first day, and second day is the only day when you can enter. After that, you are not, simply because that batch of sadhaks or newcomers whose laundry has been made for 5 chakras, and if somebody comes with more blocked chakras and energies, they are going to pollute it. So it will not happen. But now we have made it much easier for you. Anytime, anywhere you can join, because we believe everybody come with their spiritual journey. Some people have already crossed 4 stages in their past life or this life of spiritual journey. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever your religion, your lifestyle, your belief system is, join us for Global Samarpan meditation practice, and you will see that the blessings from the Himalayan gurus are coming in your life to guide you, support you, and lift you up. Isn't it true? Isn't it true?
And I would add and say, though, problems were like the highlight at that time, after that experience, and like what you said, from the 2nd to the 8th day, I feel like I was just burrowing in something. And so when the time came to then start the practice for 45 days, it was not really an effort, just because I was feeling really good from inside, and I wanted to feel that more and more and more. And so every day I would just sit for 45 days. It was like a waterfall that I would just go and sit and feel good and good. And I never knew when my focus and attention changed to this.
Absolutely.
Because I forgot about my problems completely. Anything, immediate problems, big problems, whatever, I just forgot about them completely. And I was just focused on this. I was just discovering. And actually, to be honest, all the problems also got solved.
Absolutely.
And I only come to know when it's solved, not before. So I just felt like, this is what I see. And my personal experience is problems can be a motive sometimes for us to just go deeper. And that's why I think it's good to use your mind, plan, think through stuff and everything. But I also feel from that experience that when I can lean into this waterfall within me, it actually takes me through, guides me through, comforts me through, shelters me through all these things. And then it doesn't feel like, it stopped feeling like I had to solve everything, like I had to use my mind for everything, because that's the point that I reached where I felt like I couldn't do anything in my life at that time. But after experience, it was like anything that was happening, like you said, you just get like guidance from inside or strength from inside to just know how to move through. And it's not even an issue, actually.
Very true. Very true. But what a beautiful testimony, Lavanya ji, that as a young person, you have gone through, and I have met many youngsters like you, many young people like you, my own 2 sons, 25 and 30 now. They have gone through many challenges, and they are also very creative. One is interior designer, one is graphic designer. Those people, creative people, are considered by the world as crazy people because they are talking and thinking too much beyond logic, and because they are always thinking from the right brain, and 99% of the people in the world think from the left logical brain. Okay, so you feel that I am being excluded, you feel that I am not getting the ground, but you found Uncle Raja, and if you do not take that help, you will not experience that freedom from the problem. that freedom
Yes.
from the challenge, okay,
Yes.
and solution from the challenge. So I want young people to remember that. Many times what I am doing here, we are doing this TIS for last 3 years, okay, and I come to this platform when I'm doing this, I'm totally zero. But when we are in the planning stage and developing stage, I use my logic and I try to use my formula, my standard, that how this is going to impact the audience and how it is going to help our viewers, to guide them in their problems. And many people, after watching different programs, different episodes, and listening to the different stories, feel that, oh, this is my story, this is how I feel, this is what happens in my life. But when I started this, a lot of people were against. Oh, this is going beyond the time. This should be only this many hours. This cannot be this, and we cannot afford to spend so much time in Guru Karya. And no problem. Do you know, right now, we started today's program 7 o'clock Eastern Time, USA, and my team members started at 4 a.m. PST in the West Coast. 4 o'clock, they are on the job for this Guru Karya. We need to be crazy sometime. We need to follow our heart and do this kind of things, not just for our financial benefit, not just for boosting our ego, but for our spiritual progress, for helping our soul to grow and progress, as well as to guide and help others to grow and progress. Uncle Raja has provided that platform to you. Samarpan family has provided that platform for you to use your creativity and ground that on the earth and apply it in the well-being of the society for the people around you. That is what you have been doing with sadhaks in Singapore. That is what we are doing with sadhaks in America, and that is what is going to happen in the future with our youth members, with our lovely upcoming souls who are going to do similar works for the benevolence, for the uplifting of the humanity, and for raising the vibrations of this earth, healing our earth. So this is the beautiful platform. I welcome everybody to join us, and I welcome everybody to take advantage of us, because one thing that I want to bring your attention to, I felt home when I came to this. I see a lot of love. I see a lot of compassion in the eyes of Guru that was showered on me, that was making me soaked into the ocean of love. That Guru whom I never met, that person whom I don't know in this lifetime, how come I feel that I have come home? How can I feel this is the one I was looking for? This is the one who is guiding me, or who is going to hold my finger and take me through this life situation and lift me like a baby. That is the magic. That is the beauty. I welcome you, and we will move ahead on the next question. I'm enjoying this, Lavanya. बहुत मजा आ रहा है.
Very good. So am I.
Yes, yes. And if you notice, I'm always matching with the frequency of my guests. So today it's a totally different frequency for the youth, for the young members of the family, not just for the elderly and adults who are already established and living their lives. So very beautifully it is going. I'm sure our audience is also enjoying this. So next question would be, please tell us about when and how you personally met Swamiji or Guru Ma, and for the first time. And what was your anubhuti? What was your experience?
Okay. So I would also say that while I was listening to the discourse and etc., I knew there was a special connect with Swamiji, because I forgot to add this just now, but I felt like I recognized the soul who was talking. Something inside me really recognized, and I could really feel that connect. And funnily enough, when we were in Singapore and being introduced, it was the importance was so much more placed on the meditation rather than, okay, you have to follow this guru or that guru or etc., which I'm really grateful for. because given the person that I was at that time and even now, I was very free spirited. So I wouldn't necessarily just go with anything at that time. My experience really guided me most through my life. And at some point when I was in the center, there was one of the days when I could really feel my reverence and humility and kind of surrender towards this guru. And I would say it was so much more internal and more energetic with the subtle body of Swamiji. I found my connection there very strong. And then, it was suggested that in 2014, I could choose, either to go Purnima or international retreat. Again, Uncle Raja tells me like, oh, yeah, you might want to go for either one of these two events. And I would highly recommend you go for the IR because a lot of it is in English. It's also like for 7-8 days. So you get more depth out of being there for these events. So I went for the first time for the international retreat in Goa Ashram. Can you hear me still well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, right? Okay. So I went there for the first time and met all these wonderful people. I think that was the first time I ever got connected to the international family. Funnily enough, most of them, especially the ones that I'm still close friends with now, I could really feel like I've known them for a long time.
Very
Instantly,
good.
I could feel like I know this soul for a long time. And then there was one, yes, we had the Christmas celebration. So for a few days, we were doing all the activities. And then the Christmas celebration happened on Christmas Day. And we were all seated. And Swamiji came. And I remember feeling like, this is like God walking and coming, And I almost felt like I don't know how to connect how I feel energy wise to physical Swamiji like. But I was okay. I was just letting myself be, basically, even though that was there, just letting myself be. And the same radiance is there. The same radiance that I felt from within me was radiating from Swamiji as well. And I was just basking in it. I think we had to go forward to get some prasad, right? Some food. And I remember going and receiving it and also feeling so emotional because this is like God in front of me, and I could feel so many things and I just received it. And then also saw Guruma. She was also there. And I remember not really having that much knowing that there was Guruma also. For me, it was just always like Swamiji, Swamiji, Swamiji. And then when I heard like there was Guruma, I was like, who's this? It's like Swamiji's mind. Who's this? That kind of feeling. And I also met a couple of other people, like Ambrish ji and Shashwati ji, and yeah, basically that was like my first interaction. And I would say in meditation, I know we had probably like a morning meditation, and it was very, very strong, because I have not been in the physical presence of physical Swamiji also. But I remember sitting down and wondering how this experience will go. And it felt like a wave, like an ocean of waves just taking you. All new experiences that I was just really going into and looking forward to. Yeah, that was that. And we were 22 people from Singapore who were there. And Uncle Raja one day rallied, all of us, and we were like, okay, what are we going to do for the next annual year, which is 2015? Maybe we can, since we are all here, maybe we can think about what activities we will do for 2015. So, and I remember this was just during the lunchtime before we were meant to have like a country leaders meeting with, not country leaders, sorry, country meeting with Swamiji. So we were all like, okay, maybe this, maybe that, whatever. And then we sit for this meeting. This meeting is where Swamiji is sitting in front and
Looks like the connection is getting little interrupted, but I'm sure Lavanya ji is going to be back soon. So what I want our audience to notice from the answer, sorry Lavanya ji, I think we lost you for a couple of seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, so can you repeat the last part that you were saying?
Yeah, so we were all going to have the country meeting, and the Singapore team went to sit in front where Swamiji was in front, and the rest of the country people, so whether it was Oman, whether it was the US, whether it was Australia, South Africa, everyone was seated by country, basically, and meant to benefit from the exchange that we would have with Swamiji, right? So here we are ready to present whatever we think we have in mind. And Swamiji, reverse Uno and says, I will come to Singapore next year.
Wow.
And I was like, huh? And everyone is like shocked because I think from what I understood, years before, once, twice, thrice, whatever, people have been asking Swamiji to come to Singapore. And it has always been like a no, or it's not time, or something like that. But here suddenly this reverse Uno card came, and I don't think no one could have been more overjoyed than
Absolutely.
all the people there, because suddenly there was this, and it was so exciting. And so naturally the calendar of events got filled without us having to rack our brain. So that was also another experience that I had.
Very beautiful, very beautiful.
Yeah.
You see, I like what you said, that you went there and you met the people. If we can show some pictures of the Goa retreat, you met the people from different places, and you felt like these are the souls I know before. I want to tell our audience, there is a word called soul tribe. If you read my Facebook messages, I always address my dear soul family. You are my soul family. This is our soul tribe. And Swamiji is one of the masters whom we met in our past life, who knows who we are. But because of our limited intelligence, or because of our ignorance, due to the knowledge of the world that we consider knowledge, but simply it is a transient information, something that is going to change and something that is not going to remain stable. That is what Veda call mithya. It is fake. It is not real. But what is the true knowledge? Is the knowledge of self and knowledge of Brahma, or Parabrahma, or universal consciousness. Guru comes in our life to remind us our true nature, our true self, our true reality. That's why he is the one who connects us with the unseen, with the untouchable. That is the pure consciousness. That is the Brahma. And at the same time, he is in a physical form. So he tried to connect with us also as human being, imperfect being, unreal, ignorant souls. When he comes in our life, because of the energy, because of the vibration, because of the love that he carries, there is only compassion flowing through his eyes. There is only unconditional love existing and flourishing in the environment around him. That's why when person like you and me or Lavanya ji goes in that aura, you forget everything. You forget everything. In fact, if you are watching this program from the beginning till now, you would not feel that time is going away. You will feel the time has frozen. The same feeling you get in the presence of a guru or any enlightened person. Those who are practicing Himalayan Samarpan meditation, whenever you start talking about Gurudev or Gurudev's Gurudev in Himalayas, when you start talking about Himalayan meditation, you are not talking as a person to a person. You are passing that knowledge, that energy, that Chaitanya, that Brahma Chaitanya, that universal consciousness through your soul to that person who is listening to you right now, what is happening. It is not Hitendra Rana, a person in America, or Lavanya in Singapore. They are talking or they are having dialogue or conversation. It is the consciousness that is flowing through this conversation. In this program, this is Samarpan through Soul Satsang channel. That is going to be inspirational. That is going to be enlightening. That is going to be the source for you to go back and start your inner journey. If you can understand that, first thing that will happen is you will find your soul. You will find out who am I. You will realize that the words that I was listening, I was chanting, I was reading, what many gurus have said in the Vedas, Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahm. Om Tat Sat. You are the truth. You are the pure truth, only truth, naked truth, without any layers of knowledge or any religious dogmas or scriptures. This is the pure consciousness that is flowing and trying to enlighten you. Once you understand that, you would realize, as Osho Rajneesh said, we are programmed to go and look for the solutions through a master or a guru. But in search of a guru that we start our journey, we end up connecting with the God or the universal consciousness that is formless. Guru has a form, he has a body, he has a personality. So you have your own judgment based on the looks of the guru, based on the form of a guru, based on the skin color of the guru, based on the background of a guru. You may fail to recognize him, how enlightened and how valuable he is, if you focus on this worldly judgmental criteria of looks, of resource, of language, of knowledge. Then you will be thrown out in the wrong direction. But if you close your eyes and start feeling the energy and vibration the way Lavanya enjoyed in that retreat, you would feel that this is my soul tribe, this is my soul's connection, this is the mother and father of my soul. There is no gender here, there is no personality here, there is no religion here, there is no scripture here. Here everything is expressed without word, and your heart will start filling with joy, your heart will start filling with gratitude. Your heart will say, I was waiting for this, I was looking for this. This is the one I waited so long. I tell you my own story. When I met Swamiji, without even asking, we were driving from Toronto to Montreal and he was talking, I was listening and driving. He started talking all the spiritual things about his Himalayan journey. And in between, like what I am doing here, he was giving some hints. After taking the break, when I was talking to him, I told Swamiji, Gurudev, I don't know who I am and who you are. I'm meeting you for the first time in my life today. But I can tell you one thing. I feel from inside the questions that I had, the confusion I had in my soul, unknowingly, all of them are being answered through this conversation. I am getting the light at the end of tunnel. I feel that I am reaching to the destination, maqam tak pahunch raha hu. final destination of my soul. I am not getting pulled into the world. I'm not getting pulled into the material things that if you do this, you will make this much money. If you study this, you will get this degree. If you do this, you will get this award. No, here you are not promised anything. You are accepted like a innocent, pure, naked child who does not know who he is or she is. And you are taken, lifted in the arm of Guru on a subtle level, not on a physical level. And you are promised to be taken care in good and bad time. But at the same time, you are promised to be taken care in such a way that you will not be hurt the way world has been hurting us. You will not be punished the way world has been punishing us. You will not be judged or pushed back the way world has been doing that to us and excluding us. You will be welcome, you will be loved, and you will be honored in the arm of Guru. And that is the beauty of soulful relationship. That is the beauty of love that transcends through the layers of clouds of knowledge, through the layers of clouds of all the dogmas and doctrines and uh, whatever knowledge or information we are holding back, to go from outside to inside. This is the love that transcends from the high above, beyond the clouds, beyond the atmosphere, in the Brahma, in the cosmos. And it is descending as light from higher to the Agya Chakra, to Guru, and to your soul in the heart chakra. And then it is spreading through our heart in the entire world. You want to experience this? Come and join us in the Himalayan Samarpan meditation practice. And you will feel that the people you are meeting there are your soul family, are your soul tribe. And we want to be there. Your heart gets filled with love, gratitude, and bliss that you have never experienced. Swamiji says, Aapki buddhi dhari ki dhari reh jayegi. That means all the logical, rational thinking that we have, we forget. Time freezes, information vanish, and then you become a soul. Then only love and happiness flows through you. Isn't it true?
Yes.
Yes. Let's go on the next one. Last question before you run away from me. But I love you, beta. I am very proud of you, and I'm enjoying talking to you because
Likewise.
your story is inspiring many, many young people in our global Samarpan family. So one thing that everybody who practice Samarpan meditation, we encourage them that you go and attend Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is the day of putting the stamp on your relationship with Guru. It is the day when your small boat that is trying to navigate in this samsara or in this world is struggling if it will find the path or not. But it has decided that I am going to link my small boat with the huge steamer, with the huge, how you say, the big boat that is going to always keep me going in the right direction in the storm, in the challenging time, in the problems of my life, in the turmoil of my life. And I will be able to make it all the way to the final destination. Once you decide that, yes, I want to follow this path, after some practices and some experience, then you can go and attend the Guru Purnima. So when and where did you attend the first Guru Purnima, Lavanya ji? And what did you find there?
Firstly, that journey is a very interesting journey because and I'll tell you why. So 2014 December, we had completed the IR. Swamiji says he's coming to Singapore. So from December 2014, right? So January 2015 all the way to July 2015, we are all, thinking of what event, where, concept, this, that, whatever. And Guru Purnima in 2015 is like the checkpoint. It's the place that we would have a meeting with Swamiji to tell, what we have planned and get some guidance and etc. So we have packed up and we're leaving Singapore, a group of us again, and we are about to meet some of these international friends that we have made from the IR. So from the IR to Guru Purnima, in between, there's also parallelly a lot of work going on between all this network of people. So everything was on purpose, if you ask me. Everything is divinely designed such that all these things have to happen. And so we take the flight, and the Guru Purnima is supposed to happen at Kutch Ashram, okay? And we get to Mumbai airport. We meet some of our friends from South Africa, from Australia, Malaysia, what have you, all 22 of us, and all from international flights. And we get off in Mumbai, and then we are taking the same domestic flight to Bhuj, where we will go to the ashram. And so we get on that plane, and the plane goes, and it never lands. Basically, it returns and comes back to Mumbai because it was heavy rains, right? During that time in July, August, monsoon season. So, and we're not fit to land there. So we come back to Mumbai. But the joy of being in that collectivity that we are in, and that group that we are in, we don't even experience the stress and the chaos that's really actually was happening around us. Because once we landed in Mumbai, it was pretty much like a madhouse where everyone's trying to find out what happened. Are we going to go on the next flight? Or are we getting this or that and whatever? But then you see 22 people who are just seated as a group and just chatting and having fun, just feeling like, okay, it will all be fine. We'll know what to do. So there was no stress. There was no headache. Lucky for us, another person from Singapore. He's actually Soundaraja uncle's brother, Gularaja. He, is someone who works as a ground manager in the Singapore airport. He knows everything to do with airport management. So he realizes the situation. He goes, and then he gets the stuff needed for us. So basically what happened was we would get on the same flight the next day, but we will go stay in a hotel. Everything was arranged for us. The best hotel, the best dinner. We were there and we were well taken care of. Next day, after breakfast, all of us, giggling and laughing and still having fun, get even onto the elevator in the hotel. And then the elevator gets stuck. And the first reaction we have is we are all laughing. No one is worried, You know how in certain instances like that, the natural reaction is tension and you will feel like stressed out. But then here, there was nothing like that. I don't know. I think we all felt like we'll be fine. So that atmosphere was just laughing and joyousness. And then we all go back to the airport, same time, same flight, check in, everything, and we get to the boarding gate, right? So everyone's there about to sit down. And then we notice that Swamiji is there, Guruma is there, Ambrish is there, and Shashwati is there. And we all, like good children, became silent and just went and sat. Everyone just sat very quietly. And so we were about to take the same flight. Or so we thought, because after some time, Swamiji sent a message through someone to come and tell us that this flight is not going to take off this time as well. He already knew ahead. So this flight is not going to take off. Arrangement has been made for all these international people to stay in Umesh Pai's house. Umesh Pai, trustee at that time, I suppose, who was in Mumbai. And so we, everything was arranged for us. We went there, warm shower, nice accommodation, warm hearts, waiting to receive us. This is what I mean by you feel like you have family everywhere. Actually, you don't feel like you are meeting any meditator for the first time at all, because that love is actually binding every one of us. That unconditional love is just circling.
Absolutely.
And you just feel at home, Never one in my 10 years have been overseas where I had to stay in a hotel because no meditator will let me.
Very
We're always at their house and it feels like my house. But anyway, we were in their house, and then next day, Uncle Raja and another sadhika, Wang Ling from Singapore, they came on a tempo or two tempos or one tempo, I think maybe one. They came, they picked us up because Swamiji had guided that you will stay in Mumbai and next day you will travel to Dandi Ashram because that's where Guru Purnima is going to be held instead.
Wow. So the location for the Guru Purnima has changed from Kutch Punri, which is in the northwest of Gujarat, and then Dandi is in the southwest of Gujarat. So from north to south it's changing, and Bombay is even more south of Gujarat. So you can see how Guru is giving you the opportunity to connect and mingle with your soul family. You see?
Yes. And
I can imagine it is so much fun.
Yeah, and over the years it is just more and more and more.
Yes.
And I really do love it. You know, I especially love to see how Samarpan sort of take shape in different continents. It's such a beautiful thing because even in each of the continents, because there are different cultures, different practices, different ways, it's sort of nicely bringing in its own flavor. So I've always liked that. But that was our entry to the first Guru Purnima. And a lot of it, again, was just absorbing, you know, really absorbing where we were at, what I was feeling, being in the moment. And then we had Guru Purnima itself. And again, very high energy. There was a lot of like certain, what do you call it, processes, I would say, you know, where your little boat gets attached, you know, and it's so sacred. And I remember being so new, of course, being very aware of, you know, getting things right. But at the same time, I just told myself there can never be no wrong or right, you know. I think more important was the intention and the space that my heart was in, you know, whether or not we did this wrongly or that wrongly, because at the time I also wasn't understanding Hindi that much. So, you know, there's a lot of hustle bustle going on. But ultimately, we felt, a lot of us, we just felt really wonderful. It was a festival of the soul, I would say. You can really feel it. So that was first Guru Purnima, 2015 July.
Very beautiful. You are so lucky. 6-7 months ago, you were with Swamiji in the international retreat in Goa, and then within 7 months, you are going back to Guru Purnima, which is even greater. So I could see how the progress is happening of your soul and how you are getting interwoven with this soul community. You see, Guru is playing his own role, and he is trying to make you realize who you are. He's trying to make you realize why you are here. And he is trying to make you realize you don't know me, but I know you. I know where you are supposed to go. You are confused where to go. So that is the power of Guru. That is this subtle energy. That is this Sukshma Sarir. Okay. And I like what you said, especially at the end, that these all experience make us think where I am, with whom I am, why this is happening to me. But everybody have different way of understanding and absorbing the energy from the situation. So this on the left side is the Guru Shakti Dham, or the place where the living energy statue, Mangal Murti, has been established at the Kutch Samarpan Ashram. And today is going to be the inauguration of that place. So it's a very, very, very powerful place for all of us. Such a magnificent place that has been created as Guru Shakti Dham after Dandi Guru Shakti Dham in Kutch Punri. Okay, so lot of dedication, lot of emotions, lot of money and efforts has gone into creating this Vastu, as we call this edifice that we call, has been created by the collective energy of many souls, not just from one millionaire coming and writing a check and then use this. That is not the way Swamiji wants. Swamiji says always, if anything that will happen in the world for Samarpan family, it will be always a collective effort. It will not be one person. So you cannot boost your ego. I did it, or it is mine. And here nobody's ownership is listed. It is collective ownership. It is the place or abode of belonging. Anybody who comes from this society should be feeling that this is my home, should be feeling that this is the place where I can be who I am, or I could be what I want to become. And that is what Lavanya ji felt. But to reach to that Guru on that particular day when he is like a full moon, Guru Purnima is the day of full moon, and it is considered to be the biggest event in the spiritual calendar for any spiritual seeker. Guru is the only one. Guru is the only one that can connect you with God and with your own soul. Guru is the one who can connect your soul to the Supreme Soul or Paramatma. Okay, Atma se Paramatma tak. So understand why Osho, who is such an enlightened person, said that आदमी निकलता है परमात्मा को ढूंढने, लेकिन कभी उसे परमात्मा नहीं मिलेगा अगर उसके जीवन में कोई ऐसा गुरु ना आए जो परमात्मा से जुड़ा हो. What does it mean? A soul or a person starts his journey to find out who am I. Start his spiritual journey looking for a God. For many people, God is like a giant, huge person. For many people, God is sitting on the throne, up high in the sky, on a throne, and it is like a white light. It is like an old man with beard. But nobody has seen that. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, if you think that God exists, then show me. Where is that God? Can you tell me if you have seen the God? That kind of guru is the one who can give you delight and who can cut off your ignorance, your false belief, false thoughts, fake knowledge, fake information into the reality, because he knows the reality. And Pagal Thakur or Sri Ramakrishna ji said to Vivekananda, yes, I met God, I know God, and I can show you who that God is. Vivekananda said that knowledge is possible only through a living Guru. It cannot come from the scripture. It cannot come from our own intellectual achievements or scholarship. It will come only by opening the door of your heart. It will come only by opening the door, the samadvar of your human body, the door of your kundalini and your soul, from where it entered in your body. But Guru has transcended above that. And Guru is the one who can open that door. Most of us, or most of you who think that I am very religious, I am very spiritual, and I know, but still you are struggling. Still you are facing the challenges in life, and you are not able to keep the happiness and balanced state of mind. Then you have not reached there, but you are stuck here at the Agya Chakra. Because of your limitations, because of your knowledge that is limiting to you reaching to this place. So all I am saying is, Guru is the one who comes after hundreds of years and in different time of lifespan. He comes with the batch of people. He comes with the soul tribe, soul family, who were traveling with him in different period, in different lifetime, as different personality, but same soul. The soul remains the same who is traveling through different lifetime, but the personality, the body, the gender, the religion, the nationality keeps on changing, because we want to experience different things and we want to learn from different experiences, different lifestyle, to be who we are, to know who we are, and one day to transcend beyond the knowledge, above the crown chakra, above the limitations of this world, above the body and mind complex, even above the spirit, to become a pure divine consciousness as a soul. That is why Guru is here in your life. Okay, so to reach to that level of person, you have to cleanse yourself. Cleansing is blockages of our chakras, our nadis, our phobias, our fears, our dogmas, our doctrines, and our belief, our habits that are limiting us from what God has to offer you, and make you who you are as you came, descended from, separated from God one day. Okay. As a soul, we descended from that high abode, higher realm, higher dimension. And then we descended into this earthly realm, Mrityulo, to experience what is Sukha and Dukha. Instead of always experiencing bliss, always experiencing the light state. Imagine you had only white light, white color of the light beams. After some time you get bored. But the same light, when it descends on the earth and passes through the prism, what happens? It becomes rainbow. The same light, when it passes through the cloud, what happens? There is a rainbow in the atmosphere. So that is why we came to experience that rainbow. We came to experience that colors, that emotional ups and downs in this earth. And then there was a challenge that was given to us, that you will forget who you are. Don't get indulge yourself. Don't get carried away with the greed and anger and lust and all the material world's gift that is going to drag you down and keep you tied. Bandhan mein rakhega, rishton mein rakhega. It is going to hold you on this earth with the heavy emotional frequency. You want to release those frequency. That is what is clearing. That is what Guru is doing. That is what we have to go through this destination of Kutch. And then he said, no, you are not ready to come here. This has a different energy. You can come and go to the other place where there is a cleansing, there is a laundry available. So Swamiji shift you from Pundri Kutch to Dandi. But again, you are not reaching to both of the place. You are hanging in the Mumbai airport. You are hanging in the city of Mumbai, where there is more crowd, more vibrations, more dragging that is happening. But in that dragging, there is a loving soul like Umesh Paiji, who is there to host you, who is there to take care of you, who is there to comfort you. And you are enjoying with those 22 souls coming from different part of the world. Isn't it amazing? It is like a picnic. It is like a tour, travel.
You are just carried. I mean,
Exactly.
just think about it. Like, firstly, we are all there, and then we don't even feel anything. You actually don't feel any harshness. That's one of the things that I know I've experienced firsthand from this practice. It's that you don't feel the harshness or the extremeness. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you. Don't worry.
You can hear me. Yeah. You can't feel that thing anymore. And then the other thing is, no doubt that situation was happening. Again, we don't feel the harshness. And then we go into the airport. Again, we are carried through God himself, who, is there, thinks ahead, and then guides us ahead, and then to the best person there. And then again, we're just carried, okay, the bus is going to come and then it's going to take you. So what is there to even worry about? At every situation, there's just like something being provided. Someone is just bringing you all the situations. So we were just...
Isn't it beautiful? Because when we travel in a totally different country, different destination that we don't know, generally there is a fear phobia. You are worried how I will travel, what will happen. But here you are traveling in a group. That is the power of collectivity.
Yes.
That is the
And
power
this
of
is
soul.
and this is what we have been traveling even through the years. Like we generally just
Absolutely.
go as a group, and you
Yes.
have no thought. It's just anything just gets fixed somehow. This, that, no worry, nothing.
So one thing that I tell our audience here, life is going to present you with all kind of people, all kind of situation. It is your choice that you are making every moment of your life, whether I want to go with right time, right place, or left place, whether I want to go with this person or that person, whether I want to go for this career or that career. So you select, and you are the result of your choices. Make your choices right, and then your emotional frequency will change, your thoughts will change, your belief will change, your habits will change, and you will not realize, as uh, Lavanya said in the previous question, that you don't even know where the problem is gone until you are coming out totally out of it. The same way, your it is not the success or failure in the life. It is not whether you are reaching to the destination or not reaching to the destination. It is the journey that decides the fun part, that decides the learning part. Okay, so you are in this lifetime as a human being on the earth to make your choices of people, places, and things. If you make the right choice, if you listen to your inner voice, your life will be happy. If you make the wrong choice, your life is not going to be happy. And if you are questioning why I am not happy, I have answered you. And I am the kind of person who don't like to give updesh, but I am the kind of person who like to show you right in front of you, sitting with somebody, that this is what happened in this life. This is the picture. This is the movie. Do you believe in it? Does that open up your heart? Does that open up your mind? Do you think you have to go inside and think and analyze your own emotional situation, your own thoughts, your own way of thinking, and coming out of those habits that are detrimental to you in your progress, in your journey? Because those are the things that is called blockages, that is causing blockages in your chakras. Okay, so I'm trying to touch very subtle and very unseen aspect of life while we are bringing a guest and we are sharing their story. Sometimes you may feel that I'm talking too much, but I'm not talking. I am talking to share the energy, and I'm talking to open up the blockages of your chakra, where you are stuck, where you cannot reach to the destination where you want to reach. If you listen carefully to any of the This is Samarpan TIS session, you will find that your judgmental aspect or your limited knowledge is blocking you, not my words, not Guru's energy, not the guest who is talking here. It is you. So ultimately, it is not Guru, it is you. But Guru is here in our life to make our soul its own Guru. What does it mean?
Absolutely.
What does it mean? Guru is here to put that light. I was talking about white light transcending and descending through Guru on the Agya Chakra to our heart, in our soul, and then spreading that colorful rainbow in our life. Once that rainbow is spread, your aura will be beautiful. We have taken the picture of aura of those who attended the international retreat in Singapore, and I believe some of you also did that during the Anushthan when they attended the 2023 Anushthan in Dandi, right? Yes. So the color of your aura is telling you what kind of vibrational frequency you have, where you are standing. And it is not a permanent state. It keeps on changing depending on your thoughts, your situation, your life, and how you are taking care of yourself. But most of the time, people who have reached to certain level, after reaching one chakra above another, you will see the vibrational frequency in the reflection of the color, in the color of the aura, and then you will be able to find out how I am progressing, how my guru is literally holding my finger without touching me from 1,000 miles away, and he is guiding me to reach to the place of love, of peace, of joy and bliss in my life. Isn't it beautiful journey? Don't you love that thing?
Yes.
And if you like this, picture abhi baki hai mere dost. We are going to come and see Lavanya ji tomorrow. The rest of the movie is going to continue. The rest of the story is going to be more inspiring and more interesting tomorrow. It will give you the color, the 7 colors tomorrow. It will be in the rest of the interview. You have to come there. You have to be here tomorrow. Again, I will pass it to the next session to Sonalji. Is there any question left, Sonalji, for today? Or
No,
I think
we will move to upcoming.
very nice.
So
Lavanya ji, before we move, I want to thank you for being open-hearted enough to share your love and to share your story. And I love you, I honor you, and I welcome you for tomorrow also. Okay?
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Thank you to
Jai
all
Baba.
the team, and thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you. Thank you, Swami.
Jai Baba Swami. Jai Atmeshwar.
Jai Baba Swami, Jai Atmeshwar. Wonderful session. And, I want to highlight, what's great about this session, is the timing. At least in the West Coast, it is a Brahma Muhurat. So we are hearing this session in the Brahma Muhurat. So the moment I woke up, the vibrations were already high. And with this session, it's like, completely different level. So yeah, thank you, Lavanya ji and Hitendra ji for this wonderful session. With this now, let's talk about not just this session, right? We have a lot of activities that happens in Samarpan Americas. One of them is that this session is going to continue tomorrow as well. So why don't we hear a little about that, a session tomorrow from Rasika ji. Rasika ji, do you want to please share a little bit about this session continuing tomorrow?
Jai Baba Swami. Thank you, Pranavbhai. Excellent energy. Like he said, it is at the Brahma Muhurat, so everybody must be enjoying the energy. And to flow in the same energy and to reach the spectrum of colors, like Hitendra ji said, let's meet tomorrow again at the same day, same time, at the same Zoom link or YouTube, and get soaked in the energy. So see you tomorrow. Thank you, Lavanya ji, for the lovely session today. Thank you. Jai Baba Swami. Over to you, Pranavbhai.
Thank you, Rasika ji. Yes, please come and see us again tomorrow. It'll be again like the different stories and different energy and all the different experiences that we still have left to hear from Lavanya ji. How about our next event? What do we have in terms of upcoming? There we go. We have another session next week. Sorry, not next week. Sorry, next month that is coming up. For next month TIS, we are going to meet a very pure soul for whom Swamiji came looking for and showered his grace to transform his life and change it forever. Let's hear about the success story of our guest from the Swamiji himself first.
समर्पण ध्यान में असफलता ये शब्द ही इस डिक्शनरी में नहीं है। एक कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर नौकरी के लिए खूब प्रयत्न करता था, खूब प्रयास करता था, और शरीर की भी व्याधियां हो गई थी, एकदम निराश हो गया था और आत्महत्या करने की सोच रहा था। इतनी खराब स्थिति थी। तो मेरे सानिध्य में आया उसको मैंने सलाह दी, आज से एक काम कर, आज से नौकरी के लिए अर्जी देना ही बंद कर दे, नौकरी के लिए अर्जी मत दे और घर बैठ करके सिर्फ ध्यान कर, मेडिटेशन कर और कुछ भी मत कर। तो उसने नौकरी के लिए अर्जी देना बंद कर दिया और अपने घर पे बैठा रहा और रोज नियमित ध्यान करता था, मेडिटेशन करता था। तो उसके सब रिश्तेदारों ने उसको खूब गालियां दी और मेरे को भी खूब गालियां दी। कौन स्वामी मिला जो बोलता घर बैठ, कुछ मत करे, नौकरी मिल जाएगी? ऐसा कहीं होता है क्या? व्यवहारिक हिसाब से देखें तो ऐसा कोई लड़का आपके पास आए, आप बोले 10 जगह नौकरी का प्रयत्न कर रहा है, 20 जगह कर, साधारणतः ऐसी सलाह देते। मैंने बोला ऐसे प्रयत्न करना ही बंद कर दे। ऐसी उल्टी राय देने के कारण सभी उसके रिश्तेदार नाराज हो गए, लेकिन उसकी पूर्ण आस्था थी, पूर्ण श्रद्धा थी। घर बैठ के ध्यान करता था, मेडिटेशन करता था और 6 महीने के बाद उसकी स्थिति संतुलित हो गई, बैलेंस हो गई। और जब बैलेंस हुई तो मैंने उसको फोन करके बताया, अब तेरे को जो करना वो कर, अब तेरी स्थिति बैलेंस हो गई है, तो जो भी करेगा तेरे को सफलता मिलेगी। उसने सोचा अपने आसपास के एरिया में कोई कंप्यूटर का इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं है, तो उसने 17,000 रुपये कहीं से उधार लिए और एक सेकंड हैंड कंप्यूटर खरीदा और कंप्यूटर के क्लासेस शुरू किए। और धीरे धीरे उसके क्लासेस खूब विकसित हुए कि आज उसके यहाँ 400 टीचर काम करते हैं। तो कुछ दिनों के पश्चात फिर मैंने उसको फोन किया कि अब मेरी बहुत बड़े बड़े उद्योगपतियों से पहचान हो गई है, सब हो गई है, तेरे को कहीं नौकरी लगा दूं क्या? थोड़े समझिए, मेरे को कोई नौकरी की जरूरत नहीं, मैं मेरी जगह खुश हूँ, मुझे 40,000 रुपये महीना घर बैठे मिल रहा है।
So, as a spiritual flight took off since then, can you imagine the transformation in Leeladarji's life? A very real spiritual transformation story that even Swamiji takes proud in sharing about it. So, why don't we hear one more short clip from Swamiji?
समर्पण ध्यान में
इसका ना इफेक्ट अपने को नहीं मालूम पड़ता, दूसरों को मालूम पड़ता है। अब जैसे मेरे को भी मेरा थोड़ी मालूम पड़ा, जब नागपुर के अंदर एक कार्यक्रम कर रहा था तो कार्यक्रम में मैं कुछ बात कर रहा था, तो वो जो भी प्रमुख आचार्य लीलाधर जी, तो उन्होंने मेरे पीछे एक ओरा देखा मतलब जैसे समझ लो एक साड़ी रहती है, साड़ी को कैसे बॉर्डर रहती है, वैसे चंद्रमा जैसा प्रकाश था और चंद्रमा के प्रकाश की तरफ चंद्रमा जैसे प्रकाश का एक डार्क रंग का एक पट्टा था। तो पहले उनको डाउट आया कि मेरी छाया है, लेकिन बाद में देखा छाया तो दीवार के ऊपर अलग दिख रही थी और ये शेडो अलग दिख रही थी। तो मेरे को मेरा नहीं मालूम पड़ा, मेरा उनको मालूम पड़ा। वैसे जिस दिन तुम्हारी आध्यात्मिक स्थिति अच्छी होगी तुमको भी नहीं मालूम पड़ेगा, लेकिन लोग तुमको बताएंगे। आजकल ना तुम्हारे पास आके उनको बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
So now just imagine the transformation in the life, right? The person who sort of lost confidence in life to the place where Swamiji talks about how he was able to see the aura of Swamiji. So anyway, so Swamiji has pretty much introduced our guest, but I'll just give a very short intro. That Leelathar Thamkeji is a computer engineer. He's a founder of Institute of Advanced Computer Technology, Kalmeshwar, Nagpur. He has a 27 plus years of experience in system design and computer programming. He is psychology counselor in DMIT as well. He has been main acharya for whole India, except Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Goa for almost 8 years. He's currently serving as a head of Central Bharat, which includes Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. Leelathar Thamkeji has 25 plus years of meditation practice. He has many experiences about a journey of inner peace, about the inner engineering, about subtle body and how to escape subtle body from physical body. So yes, with all these experiences and stories to tell, trust me, it's going to be a real divine and in a session at a completely different frequency next month. So please do not miss to watch our next session, November 11, 7 p.m. India time, 8:30 a.m. New York time. Jai Baba Swami. So with this, let's go to what is another upcoming event that we have in our bucket. Sonalji, can you please tell our audience an opportunity to bond with each other, an amazing opportunity to see Swamiji and bond with each other?
Yes, definitely. Jai Baba Swami. So when Paramatma gives us 3 hours, we make it 300. That is the theme behind this retreat. Swamiji has promised us a video conference on 25th for 3 hours. But that 3 hour is starting right now. The whole team of behind the scene of Samarpan Americas is working towards it and bonding together to make this retreat a unique experience. And 170 plus souls have signed up to come there. And you will see that online bonding is very powerful when we are meeting each other on Zoom, but in-person bonding is 10 times more or 100 times more effective to build the collectivity. So I would like to invite you all to join this retreat in person so that we can benefit from the most and become one soul family together. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonalji. So I think that is all with all the events, all the upcoming events that we wanted to advertise. With this, I will let Sonalji or Rasikaji to continue and gracefully end this session.
Let's, Jai Baba Swami, let's invite Swamiji to give his blessings for the beautiful session we had.
आप सबको खूब खूब आशीर्वाद.
One more time, please.
आप सबको खूब खूब आशीर्वाद.
Thank you. And team can turn on their videos and we can end the session today. Thank you so much, Lavanya ji. And it was a beautiful journey with you.
Thank you so much for having me. I felt so great. I feel like I just went through my journey again. And I'm just feeling great about it. Thank you so much for holding space. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. It was nice that you are our daughter's age for Ritendraji and me, and but you are such an evolved soul. So we had to keep a balance. Okay, yes, it's beautiful to listen to you and where you are and how your thought process is and how from the beginning you were evolved even before meeting Swamiji and on that journey. So we really enjoyed being with you throughout this preparation and listening to your experiences.
I love that this whole team just works on love, and I can feel it right from the beginning. So I'm very happy to be with everyone here. It's really my